Deputy President David Mabuza says the 9th North West ANC conference marks a turning point in the renewal of the organization. Mabuza delivered a keynote address this evening despite the conference being muddied by challenges galore. Mabuza has given the conference the green light to go ahead. So let's cross live now to Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who's covering the conference for us. Pule, does this mean that the conference is going to still go ahead, or are we expecting any further details tonight?
Well, this means the conference will go ahead as far as we are concerned. The Deputy President David Mabuza has, of course, given it the green light to say it may continue. He says this has remarked a very great milestone within the province, particularly because this is one province that's experienced a lot of challenges, including challenges of service delivery and infighting within the ANC. But also quite remarkable was that address given by the SACP Provincial Secretary, Matota Sambata, who said money has become a commodity within the ANC internal structures, and therefore this is something that needs to be looked into, because internally it has created nothing but leaders who just want to contest for personal interests. But just to maybe divert away from the conference of birds, I'm going to be joined by Myoho Matuba from the ANC Women's League, who's speaking to us right now. Matuba, thank you very much for joining us on the eNCA. Firstly, it's Women's Month, but also we just want to find out as to what are some of the key highlights you're expecting from this conference?
First and foremost, women in South Africa are still faced with numerous challenges, being unemployment, being gender-based violence in the country, being poverty. So there are many issues that are affecting women in the country. And therefore, one is expecting that when the conference from the Northwest, comrades from the Northwest pronounce themselves on policy issues, it will be issues that will be beneficial to all women of South Africa, including women from the Northwest. That is my expectation in terms of the conference. And of course, addressing also issues of leadership, because they are also key and important. For me, it will be very, very crucial for this conference to really go to and check the resolution and the Constitution, especially Rule 6 of the Constitution of the ANC. For me, that will be very, very critical and important.
Gauteng set quite a different precedent this time around, where we saw women being nominated in the top 5, just I think about 3. In those top 5 here, we saw they're vying for the chairperson position. We saw the likes of Pule Letshwiti-Jones. We saw the likes of Keynote as well, who are actually vying for that position. Are you satisfied? Do you think this is a great kind of example that's being set to show that women can be competitive in the political space as well?
And definitely, one can say I am really satisfied that it's high time that women should move out of their comfortable zone and challenge everything that we think women cannot do. I'm quite satisfied. However, my issue in this instance, it will be for them to meet as women. They must not compete against each other, but complement each other as women in the Northwest Province. However, there are engagements. I will not talk on internal politics, because really I'm not here for internal. I'm here for policy issues and ensure that they deliver as women from the Northwest. And definitely one will be quite excited and quite happy if they can all emerge as women leadership, especially in difficult spaces in the ANC, where you would not say the officials, it's the structure, which is something that we are fighting for going to national conference December of the ANC, to make that structure to be a real structure, not just officials, and expect women to lead in that particular aspect.
And looking at, of course, the status of the Women's League in the province, are you hopeful that this time around you guys can work towards a renewed structure that will look into the deeper concerns of women challenges within the province?
Let's give them an opportunity. Let's give them space, let's support them. And it's not the responsibility of the structure alone to build a renewed, a united structure without involvement of each and every member of the organization from where we come from. I think all of us can make a difference to give the structure support and make sure that at the end of the day, they deliver the full mandate of the ANC. It's early to judge we cannot judge anybody at this time, at point in time. But we really need to work together and complement them.
Thank you very much, Matuba, just giving us those remarks there, telling us about how they're confident that this time around, this conference will set a different tone as well in terms of seeing the emergence of women into the top 5 structure as well, which will also set a different tone into the competitive space of women having to compete within the political spectrum in the province. We saw in Gauteng how the top 5 was a mixed slate of women and, of course, men as well. But most importantly, we also need to make you aware that while conference is underway, while the Deputy President who gave the keynote address says it's all green lights and it's all systems go, we're also being alerted about a possible court session that may convene just at about 10 p.m. This means that it will be interesting to see what unfolds there as to whether this conference will be interdicted in its entirety or will the application be shoved out of the window by the courts, because we saw some of the letters which were written to the office of the SGO threatening to actually halt this conference due to unresolved disputes. Back to you, studio.
All right, and we understand that there is a media briefing that you've been called to, Pule. I understand that's happening at around 7:30, so we'll catch up with you a little later on. Maybe then you'll have an update on that interdict application. That's